the Vikings and Bills game. What an absolute thriller.
They should have won that game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They should have won that game.
Absolutely.
They blew it in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And he was the main reason. I mean, he fumbled the ball there, and then he threw the interception right at the end. They were driving down.
Yeah.
They could have tied the game with a field goal. He went for the touchdown there, and he threw it right to the guy.
Yeah.
So, he has his issues. I think that, he played great last year.
Yes.
And he didn't make many mistakes. But the year before that, made a lot of mistakes. This year, he's starting to make more mistakes than he used to, than he did last year. I think it may. Who is the true Josh Allen? Is the true Josh Allen the clutch guy at the end that can drive him down the field and get the win, or is he somebody gets him close and then makes a mistake?
It's funny you bring that up. What, just off the top of your head, let's see if you can think of what was the major change that happened in this offseason. What happened with the Bills staff? There was they
lost their offensive coordinator,
who is Brian Daboll. So you take a look at Brian Daboll, his impact on Josh Allen, was able to tone it down.
Point.
Was able to sort of craft, because the first quarter, maybe first quarter and a half is all scripted plays. And then in the second half, and especially late in the fourth quarter, that's when the actual coaching comes into play, the situational coaching. And that's what Brian Daboll seems to be really good at, especially now. Dealing with a Daniel Jones type of skill set, which is
gotten a lot more
very
out of
low.
Daniel Jones
than
anybody else ever did.
And Josh Allen was very, very bad early in his career. Then he got Stephon Diggs, and Brian Daboll, their coaching, was able to develop Josh Allen. Now we're taking a look at post-Brian Daboll. Josh Allen does not look great. He's had 50% completion percentage in a number of games this year. It's been a pretty ugly season. Early on, they look extremely dominant.
I think in that game and at the end there, he panicked.
He did, yeah.
He did panic. He started running the ball, and he was taking terrible hits.
Yeah.
He took some terrible hits. He did get big yardage there. He got him down near where they could have tied the game and gone into overtime.
Right.
It would have been a better option than throwing it up for grabs and having it intercepted. Throwing it right to the guy.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you. He needs to be coached better. He's missing Daboll.
Yeah, big time. I do want to talk about the Vikings, though, because the Vikings somehow came out of this game. It's insane. It seems like every Vikings game is the same, is the exact same.
They have Justin Jefferson.
They do have Justin Jefferson.
That's a difference maker.
It was a huge part about their win last night. Justin Jefferson absolutely went off in this game. I'll bring up his numbers right now. Justin Jefferson. What was it? This was Sunday afternoon. 10 catches for 193 yards and a touchdown. It's absurd. And he had that amazing one-handed catch, which people are comparing it to Odell's. And I would definitely say it's probably top 10 all time, maybe top 5 all time, just because of the situation behind it. You're talking about 4th and 18. The game is, if Justin Jefferson doesn't make that catch, the game's over. You're 4th and 18. You have to go for it. He comes out with that catch. The situation says that, yes, it is one of the all-time greatest catches, but to put it over Odell's, to sort of say, oh yeah, that's the same as Odell's or near Odell's, I wouldn't necessarily go there. I think George Pickens, he had a better catch when it comes to the comparison between him and Odell, and we talked about that early on this year.
But that situation was very different.
Yeah, it was different. But I just think, I don't know, Kirk Cousins out-threw Josh Allen. He played better than Josh Allen.
Yeah, didn't he throw a couple interceptions, though?
Yeah, Josh Allen and Kirk Cousins both had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Kirk Cousins threw for 357 yards. Josh Allen threw for 330. I was impressed with the Vikings. The Vikings were able to actually generate some pressure, which they had a little bit of trouble doing throughout the year. They've been pretty inconsistent. Another thing I took out of this is what I've been saying. The Bills don't have a consistent run game. The Bills right now, in this game, they combined for a little over 70 yards rushing.
Yeah. Compared
to 119 just from Dalvin Cook alone.
Dalvin Cook's a great running back.
He is a great running back.
He's very elusive.
Yes. Yes.
He picks his spots. He waits for the hole and he darts through it.
Right.
I like his running style. He's very, very good.
It's interesting. And this Bills team, though, has issues. Has issues, especially late.
Yeah, because their record is now, what, 6-3?
6-3.
Yeah.
So, do you think...
Patriots only 1 game behind for first place. They're in last place, only 1 game behind for first place.
Jets are...
Plus, they've got them coming up, right? They play the Jets. Do they play the Bills after that? Is that the next game?
I could bring it up right now. No, Vikings, then Bills.
Oh, well, that's tough. It's a tough stretch.
I told you these last 8 games are
really
brutal.
Might define their season right there. Those 3 games.
It could, but then you got the
Bills,
Cardinals,
Vikings.
the Bengals, and the Bills after that too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough. But right now, Miami is in first. Actually, they're 7-3.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to find out, how they battle it out there.
Yeah.
Jets are a half game out of first place, which is interesting to say the least. But yeah, Jets and Bills right now. Bills are right now 3rd in the division. And it's funny, if the playoffs started right now, every single
the Bills
AFC
have dropped to 3rd.
Yeah, dropped to 3rd. Every AFC East team would be in if the playoffs started right now.
Really?
Every single team. Which is pretty interesting. I think I said there were
there's more parity in the league this year.
And the NFC East, 3 of the teams, Washington would be the only one missing out in the playoffs.
They're bouncing back now. They're 5-5.
Yeah, they're back at the 500, about 1.5 games out of first place under Dallas. This is a very weird season. But do you think the Bills are in danger of losing the AFC East?
I do.
Well, what do you think they could do to maybe rebound and improve?
They need to stop turning the ball over, right? And in the fourth quarter, they've got to be don't panic. If it's close, you just be deliberate, play your game. Stay relaxed and focus on executing the plays one at a time. I think that would help them some. And I agree with you that not having Dabo there as offensive coordinator is an issue for them.
I like when
also the defense didn't play that great in this game, right? They gave up 33 points.
Yeah, no, their defense has been a little bit shaky.
Yeah, maybe Von Miller, he's getting up there in age a little bit. Maybe he's wearing out a little bit as the year goes on.
I don't think so. I could still see the explosiveness. We saw that early in the season, how he just exploded against the Rams. But then we look at the Rams now; they're dead last in the NFC West. So it's questionable. But right now, so you think they are in danger of losing the AFC East? I don't see. I'm taking a look at their schedule right now.
They're in 3rd place right now.
They are. I'm taking a look. They have a lot of chances to rebound because they're playing the Browns next, then they're playing the Lions. They played the Bears, and then they played the Dolphins, Jets. Like all these teams, they have a chance to rebound and come back. They already lost to the Jets, so we'll see if they could beat them. Then they play the Patriots twice coming up. Can they beat them? Especially because if they can't develop a run game, Belichick would only need to stop Stephon Diggs, and maybe he'll have trouble doing that because Josh Allen's a mobile quarterback. Really, Josh Allen has been the Bills basically all season.
Yeah, the Patriots had trouble with the mobile quarterbacks,
which is going to be a big thing,
and particularly with Josh Allen last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
The playoff game and the game before that, they couldn't stop him.
Right, and also on the second part of that, I'll ask you.
He's a different offensive coordinator now.
That's true. That is true. He's thrown, I believe, 3 red zone interceptions only in the past couple games, and that leads the league. So only in the past couple games, you already are leading the league in a negative stat, which is not great.
Yeah.
The second part I want to talk to you about is, do you think after beating the Bills, are the Vikings legitimate Super Bowl contenders now? Because right now, they're second in the NFC right now. They're actually second in the entire NFL. They're 8-1. They're tied with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Are they legit contenders right now, or do you think they're just faking right now? Because they have
I think that the win this on Sunday, it gives them a lot more credibility. They got to be up there in the power rankings now. They got to be up there pretty far.
I checked a couple power rankings. They're top 3.
Yeah, they're the top 3.
They're within the top 3.
Yeah. So if they're in the top 3 in the power rankings, you got to say that they have Super Bowl possibilities. Yeah.
Hey,
I do think their schedule's been a little light this year because Green Bay hasn't been good. They were good in this last game, but they haven't been good. They've lost a lot of games this year. They got beat by the Lions.
Yeah.
Right, and the Vikings play the Lions twice and the Bears twice. Their schedule's a little bit soft. I think so. But beating the Bills, beating the Bills is a measurement that measures them, and I think that speaks very highly for them because the Bills are a good team, no doubt about it.
The Vikings are playing the Cowboys next week. So if they win that game,
another good. If they win that game, then
because the Cowboys have a great defense, especially in the air. So if they beat the Cowboys,
the Cowboys have a pretty good offense too.
Yeah.
This last week, man, they played well. right?
Dak Prescott could definitely play better. Dak Prescott, I think
look
Cooper
at
Rush
CeeDee
could've won that
Lamb
game.
had 10 catches,
I think Cooper Rush could have won that
150
game.
yards.
Though those 2 interceptions cost him though, because the Packers scored touchdowns on each of those interceptions.
That's true.
So I think Cooper Rush could have won that game against the Packers. Truthfully, I genuinely think that Cooper Rush could have beaten the Packers because it was just bad. It was just all around very, very bad. But the next challenge really just after the Cowboys is Patriots maybe for the Vikings, Packers right now.
That game is in Minnesota.
Yeah. The only away games they have left are Lions, Packers, and Bears. Those are the only ones. So divisional games. Everyone else is at home. Giants, Colts, Jets, Patriots, Cowboys.
I think the Patriots have a tough time beating them.
It's going to be interesting to definitely see.
Take away Justin Jefferson. There's more than one threat there. You got to take away Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson.
And plus you have
and Kirk Cousins,
TJ Hawkinson, and Adam Thielen left as receivers. So
they have multiple threats.
Their offense has definitely gotten better. TJ Hawkinson, as soon as I said that, because Kirk Cousins was ranked almost dead last in stats when targeting tight ends, TJ Hawkinson has made a great improvement to this offense. Let's see. He has 115 yards in 2 games with them. Like that's really good. For a tight end, he also has no touchdowns. He's averaging 7.2 yards a catch. TJ Hawkins is making a difference. I mean, I would put him probably top 10 in tight ends anyway. So good for the Vikings. They I wouldn't say all in. I would definitely say they have a really good chance and legit contenders. Yeah,
possible.
Yeah, I think they are. It's just a question
they
of
haven't had much luck in the playoffs when they get to the playoffs, but this is a new team, new coach, new head coach, so maybe it's a fresh start for them.
It's going to be interesting.